Well, welcome. This is the garage. It's a work in progress. Trying to make room for the Mustang, so David can work on it. You can see the reflection of some lights project that we were working on the other day. That'll be up posted soon. But anyway, he was working on the master cylinder, and hood's closed. And then this morning, I woke up to a bunch of messages of some progress he's made, so he got a little carried. So this is our 1965 Mustang. It is running and driving. He was working on the brakes. He didn't make it that far. He got it tore apart, and then apparently got carried away, because there's the back seat, and we have the board between the trunk, which is nice and moldy, so that's not good. And then you look inside, you can see all the way to the trunk, and it looks like he's been working on cleaning the rust out with a wire wheel. Try saying that early in the morning. But he's definitely been making some progress. He unfortunately removed the boot lid without, deck lid, trunk, whatever you guys want to call it. And it doesn't look like he put any locating marks in it to realign it, so that's going to be a fun project. But it's definitely living up to its name of being a Mustang, which is nothing unusual, but you know, gives us a challenge. The more you find rusty, the worse it seems to get. So I'll post you his videos next here in a minute, and you can see the mischief that he got up to on his own. But I'm just looking through here, and that is definitely another hole. The rest of it doesn't seem too bad. There's a hole right there behind the seat belt. That whole bracket doesn't look safe. I think we've opened a can of worms up, David. Alright, need your guys' advice. I don't think this is a great paint to use. He picked up some paint the other day in hopes that it would work. So this is the paint he wants to coat everything in, which is not what we need. We need something that transforms rust and stops it. That is more of a protective coat for newer metal. This is not newer metal. This is rusty. So looks like the garage is not going to use for a while without the Mustang. Anyway, I'll post you his videos here, and excuse the editing.
So I realized I was not filming this. I ordered my trunk panel replacements over here. So I have the left and the right side, and then the trunk brace. That's to fix this spot of rust here, this spot of rust here, and then the rust that's down here, just to replace everything back here, the whole trunk pan essentially. And then in cleaning this out and getting it prepped, I wired wheel down here, and I did not realize how bad this corner was. It was held together just by the paint. The rest of it's in good condition though. It's just right here that fell apart. So I'm gonna order one of those off of CJ Pony Parts here soon. But this side is all really good. There's a little bit of bubbling out near the fender well. However, that's not too bad. And then the rest of it's all in good condition. So I'm gonna leave that one how it is, and I'm gonna cut this one out and put in a new panel just to get ready for paint. Then we're gonna replace this one. This one, I took off the trunk lid, and you can see it's in the back seat there. So that will go back on eventually. But I forgot to film me taking that off. I'm gonna probably drop the gas tank next, drain that because there's a drain plug on the underside, and then remove all of that so I can clean the set. I'll probably remove the back seat too, so I have access to that side just to clean that up, get that ready for paint as well. So I removed the top and bottom of the rear seat. They are just clip in place, so they don't require any tools to get out. You can take them out by hand, which is really nifty. And then they had some noise insulation to keep the noise road down from the rear diff, and then they had a piece of cardboard. I'm going to remove this because you can see the mold that was on it from sitting in the field. So I was going to try and remove it in one piece, but it just wants to keep crumbling apart, as you can see here. They just spray painted the back of it black, it appears. So I can just cut out a new piece of cardboard or order one offline. So I've removed the rear seat, and I've removed the insulation that was here, the insulation that was here, all of that fun stuff. So it was about 50, maybe 70 pounds of insulation. I'm still removing some down here like this. This is all flaky, so I'm going to get all of this out, and then I'm going to get all of this out and ready for paint, and then I'm going to wire wheel everything. Just get all the noise cancelling bits out. But it's coming together good. This is going to get wire wheeled back here because there's no deep pitting rust. It's all just surface rust here. Nothing horrible. But, you know, it's all coming together. I'm going to drop the gas tank in a second, fix the rust back there. But then that should be everything besides the headlights and the turn signals to pass inspection. So it's coming together pretty well. I got to put the brakes back together later. Oh, this is getting rambly. I'll cut to the next part now. I got all of the seatbelt connections out, except for this one right here. For some reason, they made the ones on the underside, all the bolts, be a different size than all of the nuts. It's 5/8 and like 11/16 are the two sizes, which I don't know why they did that, but they did. And this is the only seatbelt point that is rusty in the floor, and it wants to give out, but it hasn't yet. So I'm not gonna trust that with anybody's life. So this is why I'm trying to get it out, but you know, all the other ones were super easy, and yet this one is being a pain in the butt. So I think I'm gonna wait until I can have an extra pair of hands so I can hold a ratchet underneath, and then somebody else can hold a wrench on top or something so we can get her off. We got the rest of that out and done. So now we come up here, and she is almost ready to get wire wheeled, which, you know, she doesn't look too awful for sitting in the field for almost 20 years. It's just coming together nicely.